Good afternoon, or good morning, or just hello, whatever the time of day is, YouTube people.
Yeah.
This is Benjamin.
Hi.
I'm Martin, and the channel is Ventour, and we're off for a tour
Yeah.
to Norfolk. Anyway, yes, it's a fantastic place, but what we're trying to achieve today with this little video is to give people a real insight into electric vehicles.
Right, we're in Sandringham, and there's lots of squirrels around, but there's also a car that's just appeared.
There is a car here, yes, and what are we doing on our video, Benjamin?
We are debunking 10 electric car myths, especially from this car here, which is a BMW i3.
BMW i3 and electric car
and
myths.
it's a
range extender.
Yeah, range extender, which means that something, I don't know. But anyway, oh, there's the Queen.
Was that the Queen? No, she doesn't drive a blue
And
car.
if you look around you, we just saw a munchet deer over there. There might be a few wild boar around, and there's also some
Wild boar?
yeah,
Squirrels.
and there's also some squirrels around over there and a wood pigeon.
Okay, right. Let's look at the car in more detail,
Yeah.
shall we?
So the first thing we're going to show about the car are the doors. Right, it's quite simple how to get in, and we're going to show you how to get in the back, because for old decrepit people, you might have a bit of a challenge. Right, so you just first do that. It's quite simple. Pull this back. Like so. In we go. We're in.
Oh,
And
well
you can
done.
then do whatever you want. No, can lay back like this, how I usually sit in the car, or you can do it normally.
And what's in the middle there? Something quite important, I think.
Yes.
Cup holders.
Yeah, for keeping your coffee if you need.
For your nice morning coffee.
Yes. Which makes me tired after every day. That's why I've
Okay.
been yawning.
So that's the back of the car. Good.
Yeah, I got out very easily.
Let's look at the style of the dashboard, which actually I really like.
Oh yeah, I like it. It's got this, and that
Oops.
is not touchscreen. That's not touchscreen. It's used by this thing here, which you use, which is a swirly thing, whatever it's called.
Swirly thing.
Yeah.
Right, let's turn the car on, and then you
Yeah,
can
it's
see
very
the
nice.
these nice displays.
And wait, we need to test out the music system.
Oh, I've turned it off by accident.
Wait, and the music's very good. Wait, here we go. Wait, I'll start from the beginning. It's good sound quality. Better than at home, probably.
Okay, turn it off again because yes, okay,
It's
good.
very good music, that. I'd highly recommend that song.
So some of the nice features on this car are well, the little display here that tells you what battery is, range, etc. Many people call it the GOM, G-O-M. What does that stand for? It's a guess-o-meter.
What's a squirrel?
And then we have this very nice center screen, which in this case I've selected to show the weather, a clock on the right hand side, and on the left it's Benjamin's music.
Very good stuff.
Very good stuff.
Country music.
We have this amazingly spacious area here. This is a leather interior, and what I do like is you've got this lovely leather finishing.
Yeah, and
On the
also
doors.
this
Well, that's not leather.
recyclable.
Recycled material. Yes.
Anyway, it's
Uh, this is a properly built electric vehicle.
oh, wait.
Carbon fibre reinforced plastic, so it's very light. The batteries are in the floor, aluminium chassis, so absolutely properly designed. Let's shut the door, Benjamin. Let's look at the length of the car.
My
So
arm,
because
which is
it's a
that long,
properly built
for example,
electric vehicle, you'll notice the bonnet isn't very long. Doesn't need to be, because it doesn't have to have an internal combustion engine in it, which means it's a big car on the inside and much smaller on the outside. Parking, Benjamin, it's the easiest car to park I've ever owned. Right, we're going to carry on.
The first thing we're going to talk about is range anxiety.
Okay, so the most common question that I'm asked when I've got the car parked somewhere. Oh, is that one of those electric cars? Oh, doesn't it go very far before the battery runs flat? Doesn't it worry you? So range anxiety, yes. But this car, the BMW i3, easily does 120 miles on the battery. Not an issue at all. So really, most people ought to be able to do their commutes, shopping trips, without any problem at all. Longer journeys, then we'll come on to that in a later question. Second question, Benjamin.
Right, the second question is, wait, I need to get my phone on. Oh dear.
Second
Expensive
question,
to
Benjamin.
own.
Expensive to own.
Yeah.
They are more expensive, I guess, than a petrol or diesel car on paper for the same sort of features, whatever. However, realistically, it's not more expensive. So previously I had a car that did 30 miles to the gallon and was probably depreciating by a rate of around, I'd say probably, over the 3 years I had it, depreciated at a rate of £400 a month. This is a contract hire BMW i3, and the contract hire is a little bit over £400 a month. So about the same as the depreciation on a petrol car that did 30 miles to the gallon. Petrol car list price wasn't as much as this list price, so swings and roundabouts. However, what I have worked out with the mileage I'm doing, spending around £20 a month on electricity, I'm actually saving on the mileage I'm doing equivalent of 30 miles to the gallon, which was what the previous petrol car did. I'm saving £240. So over 200, sorry, I'm not spending £240 on petrol like before. So I'm actually saving well over £200 a month in terms of energy costs, fuel costs. And that includes a proper calculation. So reality is, this is cheaper than having a petrol car of equivalent money over a period of 3 years. Absolutely no doubt.
Right,
next question, please, Benjamin.
The third question is, wait, I remember this. Wait. Time to charge.
Time to charge.
Yeah.
So people think that having an electric car means that you're going to empty the battery and you're going to get home and it's going to take 3 days to charge or something ridiculous. Well, if you plug it in, or this particular car, the i3, into a 13 amp plug, normal household plug, it comes with a special adapter for such, it would take around 10 hours to charge overnight, or whatever time you plug it in, 10 hours, if it's empty, or pretty much empty. However, as most people do who have such a vehicle, they take advantage of a government grant, which is easy to do, contact a car charging point company and have an installation on the wall of their house or garage with a faster charger. In my case, it's a 7 kilowatt charger. It cost, with the grant, after the grant I should say, me £280, so not really too much money. And it will charge the car in 3.5 hours. Really is pretty good.
For longer journeys.
Longer journeys, okay. On the motorways of the UK and most major roads, there's now quite a network of chargers, fast chargers, that are available to use. Now, there are a few issues with those in terms that they could potentially be blocked by ICE car, meaning internal combustion engine. They could be broke, malfunctioning. So they are the range anxiety issues that people have. But they are there, and generally they do work, and work well and fast. So after you've travelled 120 miles in your electric vehicle, you probably should have a rest anyway, and time for a cup of tea, cup of coffee, or whatever, croissant, McDonald's, proper stuff.
Globalisation.
And in that half an hour whilst your car is charging, you're relaxing and doing the usual stuff that one would do at a motorway services, which is really exciting, motorway services. But anyway, the fast chargers really do work well, and it's just those issues I relayed earlier. But I think there are so many appearing now, quite a network, that it's going to become easier and easier to do. So it's not a too big an issue, with some planning and making sure that you know where the chargers are before your journey commences. Next summer, Benjamin and I are travelling to Orkney in this car.
Yeah, wishful fail.
And we plan to do it completely on electricity, which should be great.
I think it's probably a safe idea, isn't it, to do it?
I think it's an environmentally friendly way of doing it.
Alright. Okay.
Right.
Number 5, performance.
Okay, people think that electric cars are going to be really boring. Well, as you can see, look at this. We can go pretty quickly, very, very quickly.
Traffic lights. You had a brake there, see?
So without any, oh, here we are, green light again. Without any drama, we can just whiz along. Now, not all electric cars are as rapid, I should say, as the i3. I know what the 0 to 60 is, 7 point something seconds officially, but actually it's quite a bit quicker than that in respect that the way it accelerates between 25 and 60 miles an hour is really quite hard. BMW, in their wisdom, seem to reduce the torque and power below that speed. I think it's so that a bolt or two doesn't snap on the drive shafts. I think they had some failures early on, so they reduced the initial push in the back performance. However, it does mean for very smooth and rapid driving. So,
okay.
Right. Question.
I think it's about
6.
handling.
Right, look up what question it is on your phone.
It's handling.
Handling.
Check.
Okay, well, what we'll do, we'll come back to that question.
Yeah, it's handling.
We'll get to question on handling when we get to a twisty road, shall we?
Right.
Okay, so what we were talking about earlier, Benjamin, handling and those sort of things.
Yes.
So now we've got the camera facing forward, maybe viewers can appreciate. I don't know if it can see. Does it show the speed, Benjamin? Can you see? Can you see the speed?
I can't see
No.
it on there.
Oh, we won't worry about it. Anyway, we're
No
going.
speed, so you don't need to look at it.
No, it's not. So at the moment we're going steadily. So I'm going to go a bit faster, and there we are. Twisty roads of the Majesty's Garden, Sandringham.
It's Anmer just over there, which is where the Duke of Dutchess Cambridge live some of the time.
I don't think they do now. I think they've moved to London.
Oh, have they? Well, they did.
It's a really nice row of trees.
It's a very nice church, I guess.
There is. A ruined church, you mean? So really, this is, pretty good at bopping around corners. Watch out for the pheasants.
Oh, it's a church, isn't it?
let's. This is the regen. There we are. Look at that. The car is slowing down on its own quite quickly. Nothing behind us. So when it does the regenerating, slow generator, regenerating braking. Oh, look, it's right down to zero.
Oh, wait, are you going to do the floor?
We're going to do an acceleration tests. So yeah, when it's regenerating, the brake lights come on for those that may ask that question. Right, countdown, 3, 2, 1.
3, 2, 1.
Oh, it's all nice and quiet, doesn't it? 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. Look at that.
61 that, so
very good. Pretty smooth. That's the thing about an electric car. You can accelerate at quite a rapid pace, but without really. Here we are, we've got a red light ahead, traffic lights. If I let off too soon, then you'll stop before it. So I'm just letting it half regenerate. A bit more regeneration. Take my foot off a bit more. And now all the way off. There we are, look at that. No touching the foot brake. And we've got green, so we can, good excuse to accelerate again. Back up to 60. Excellent.
okay.
Bit of a chicane here, so we'll just go a bit slower.
Nice river. Slow now. Got some nice trout in it. Some cows in the field.
So there we are. It's a nippy little car, isn't it, Benjamin?
Yes. Nippy little car. It is.
I'm doing a little bit of braking and regen for this junction. And the road is clear, and off we go. There's a slight whistle as you accelerate. I don't know if the camera picks up that sound. 30 miles an hour. Here we go, look at that.
You're breaking, not breaking the law anymore?
No, we're not breaking the law.
Not anymore. Do.
Look at that, exactly 30. I don't think the camera can pick this meter thing up here, but this shows you the driver. When the meter moves to the right, it means you're generating electricity. It moves to the left, you're regenerating. In the middle, you're coasting. And because it's got these really narrow wheels, it will coast for quite a long way. Or narrow sort of low rolling resistance wheels. So they may look a bit spindly and may not grip so well on the wet road as discussed earlier. But the rolling resistance is such that it really does save a lot of energy. So even more miles per charge. So this corner we're having to use brakes, real brakes. Along quite well, can't it?
Yes. How's on limited 40?
I'm sorry?
It's on limiter on 40.
No, it's not limiter, that's cruise control. When the roads are a little bit wobbly, bumpy I should say, like this, the regenerative braking doesn't always work as effectively as it senses the bumps and stops the regen, so one does have to certainly cover and use the real brakes a little bit if you want to go fairly swiftly on a twisty road like this one, which is not a bad thing.
Seven, comfort.
Comfort, okay. I think some of the criticisms in the car press is saying that BMW i3 isn't a comfortable car. I have to say, when I did test drive an older version, it was a bit jittery and bumpy. And then when I ordered this car, I went for the big 20-inch wheels, which you'd think would be even firmer ride. Yes, it's a slightly firm ride, but it absolutely is not uncomfortable. Now, in terms of comfort for passengers, in the front, the space is really quite outstanding. We have quite flat seats, not ones for going around corners quickly, but they are comfortable for a long journey. Certainly the days where I've done 250 miles in a day in this car, or more, 260 miles I think we did a few weeks ago in one day, and it was very comfortable, wasn't it, Benjamin?
Can't remember, probably.
Must have been then. Maybe we stopped at McDonald's and made it more comfortable for you.
Oh yes, yeah.
Anyway, so that's cool. Now Benjamin does have some criticisms for this car, but
yeah, we'll go through those now. Right, the problems are there are usually handles on most cars in the back. They haven't got them here.
you mean these handles? Well,
Yeah,
they're at the front.
These handles are at the sides. They're in the front, but not in the back, and that's a very big problem.
Speak more slowly.
Uncomfortable, very uncomfortable, and also there isn't.
Not having handles makes it uncomfortable.
Yes, because I like doing that. And also, you probably can't see this, but usually there'd be a nice thing to pull down, relax. In some cars, sadly,
You mean an armrest in the back?
armrest in the back, in the middle, and it isn't there. If I was designing this car, I would have one of these, this thing here with heated seats and all of the bells and whistles, and it'd be all lovely.
Heated seats at the back, you mean?
Yeah.
But it has
And
got them.
I would also have ventilated seats in back and front, and massage seats in the back and front for properness, because that is very nice stuff.
Okay, that's rather critical, really.
Especially ventilated
However,
seats. Wait. Especially ventilated seats in the summer. It's wonderful. You can't get any better, right?
okay, all right. Now, Benjamin, let's be realistic. Compared to a BMW 1 Series, which was the car we had before, is this better in the back?
Yes, much better. I do not like the 1 Series. It's a load of rubbish.
So this is better than the 1 Series for being a passenger in the back.
Yes.
What about the front? Is this as nice in the front as the 1 Series?
Yes, it's better.
Better. So actually, it's
space.
better than similar. Actually, the 1 Series is, excuse me, a much bigger car.
Yeah, it's a waste of money also, because basically it was basically a really horrible car with a big engine in it, which is basically a waste of money.
Okay, Benjamin.
Yeah, so just don't buy one. Just cycle. It's cheaper.
Brilliant. Me.
Number 8, which is battery life. Right?
Battery life. Okay, so people are concerned. How long will a battery last? I don't mean in terms of range. How many miles or years before it dies or doesn't charge anymore? Well, one of the things to consider is the lithium-ion batteries in cars such as the i3 are very carefully managed, and the battery in this car never actually fully charges. When it says 100%, it's a little bit off that. I don't know if it's 10% or what, but it's certainly not fully charged. It never fully depletes it either. So in that respect, the battery is being managed quite well. And the car has a cooling system, keeps the batteries cool in the summer, a preheating system that when you have it plugged in at home, preheats the batteries. So the batteries are really well looked after in the BMW i3. Now, I've heard of many people who are getting on for 60, 70,000 miles in these cars and still haven't really seen any degradation in range that they could notice, which is great. But also there's people with Teslas now. I think there's some Teslas in Norway, taxi driven, or Teslas used for taxi services.
It'd be very luxurious, wouldn't it?
That are over, I think, 200,000 miles at least, and they've only seen around a 5% drop in range on the fully charged battery, which is actually very, very small. And if you think about it, a ICE car, internal combustion engine, diesel,
just say ICE,
petrol.
I think.
Yeah, we'll just say ICE. ICE. Modern ones actually last quite well, but 200,000 miles. Is the engine going to explode? Is the gearbox going to fall out? No gearbox in this car, just an electric motor. So there really isn't a lot to go wrong in an electric car. Now, the other thing about batteries, they can be replaced in these cars. So let's say you've done 200,000 miles and it's lost 10% of its range. The batteries probably don't really get much lower than that. They quite often stabilise. So used electric car batteries could be then used in battery storage systems, like for houses in the future. So already there are battery storage systems that you can purchase that I think use older Renault car batteries. So these are great ideas, because it doesn't matter really in terms of the weight and bulk of them. Maybe bolted to the wall of your garage. So, the other thing about the i3 battery, it has an 8-year warranty. So you really don't have to worry about it. You really don't. So that's one myth removed. Next question, please, Benjamin.
Next question is the 9th myth.
Myth.
Is environmental impact.
So people are concerned environmental impact of the cars. The electricity generated is using fossil fuels. Well, in terms of coal in the UK, I think only around 3 or 4% of electricity is produced by coal now. So that's quite low.
Well, there was one day a few months ago now, they didn't use any coal at all. And it shows that we don't need Corbyn.
No, we don't need.
No
we don't really need coal much
we
anymore.
don't want Corbyn anyway.
Corbyn.
I hope everyone else at home doesn't want it. Anyway,
enough of that. But anyway, that goes back to the battery. That once they're finished their life in the car, they can be used for other storage systems. So they can be recycled and used again after being in a car. And after that life, then the components can be removed, the materials built into new batteries. So really, not an issue at all. And using electricity means that when it comes to pollution, if it is being generated, the electricity by coal-powered power stations, those emissions aren't being spluttered into the centre of a city by some dirty diesel engine. It's for asthma sufferers like Benjamin here, who finds it very difficult to go places like London on a hot day.
Find it hard to breathe anyway. So
Find it hard to breathe in London because of all the pollution from taxis and buses. It's almost somewhere a no-go zone for Benjamin. All the taxis and buses were electric, wouldn't be an issue. And one more, I believe, Benjamin.
It's called a Rex, which I don't like.
Rex. Now, even BMW i3 owners can have a debate whether they should have a Rex or not. What's a Rex? It's shortened term for the range extender engine.
Yeah.
So this is a true electric vehicle, but this particular one, because I like the idea and it is good, has a range extender petrol engine. Very small engine, 650cc, 2-cylinder petrol engine in the back of the car, and it will keep the state of charge of the batteries. So if you can't find a charger, the charger's broken, been iced. Remember, the term iced means internal combustion engine vehicle is blocking the space to charge an electric vehicle. Oh, look, there's a Tesla.
Yeah.
Yes. Then you can carry on your journey. You just have to pay for expensive petrol. But actually, my experience of running it is when I have used it, we're getting over 50 miles per gallon anyway. So it's actually quite economical. The other myth about the range extender, it must make a terrible noise, make a lot of buzzing sounds. So I have programmed button number 8 to turn it on. The range extender is now turned on. Can we hear it, Benjamin?
Yes.
Just a tiny
Not
bit
much.
of noise.
You can't really hear much, but you can hear a bit of a whiz. Whizzily wondered.
How can I describe the sound? You haven't really noticed it. Can you?
No,
got to listen.
not
You got to listen really carefully. I don't know if the microphone,
Right.
GoPro microphone, is, or the microphone we plugged into
No,
the
can we
GoPro
turn
is
it off
picking it. No, because that's what the video is about.
Oh well.
Okay, it's getting dark now. We're heading home, and I think we finished our video. What did we title it again, Benjamin? Or what did you title it, Benjamin?
10 electronic car myths debunked.
Was it electric car myths and the i3 myths debunked?
Oh yeah, I guess so.
Something like that.
You know, with a normal electric car, some of these things will still not be debunked. So
Maybe you're right. Maybe it's just
so most electric cars.
So maybe it's only the i3 that we've debunked it with.
Yeah. Anyway, then.
I guess.
Oh, right.
Final thing: smugness of owning one of these lovely electric cars. What's the smugness? Not having to go to a petrol station and fill up with petrol.
I wouldn't really call it smugness.
Well, you fill it up at home from an electric cable for a lot less money. Anyway, thank you everybody. Thumbs up, Benjamin. Bye.
Bye.